let's be real. If you're a Black woman, one of your largest expenses outside of paying your rent or your mortgage, of course, is gonna be your hair. Wigs, braids, sew-ins, relaxers, natural hair products, it all adds up. But have you ever stopped to ask,
why does it cost so much?
And even more importantly, is this the reason why I can't afford a front row ticket to the Cowboy Carter show?
This ain't Texas.
Is this the reason why I'm not a multimillionaire by the age of 25? Is this the reason why I'm still having to clock in every day at this God-forsaken job? Is letting go of all of this the key to financial freedom? Long story short, is our hair keeping us broke? Today, we're going to be breaking down the economics of Black women's hair, the billion-dollar industry built on our beauty, the hidden cost of maintaining our hair, and how our spending habits can be working against us. Let's run some of the numbers. The Black hair care industry is worth an estimated $2.5 billion, and that's just hair care products. If you include weaves, wigs, and salon services, that number jumps up significantly.
And the gag is
Black women make up only a small percentage of the population in the United States, but we spend billions of dollars every year on our beauty regimens. And that's crazy. But the crazier part is that despite the fact that we're spending billions of dollars every single year, we own less than 10% of this industry, whether it be beauty supply stores, hair companies, product lines, etc. So if we're one of the biggest participants in this field, why do we own such a tiny portion of it? Makes you wonder. Now, why exactly does our hair cost so much? I mean, there's plenty of reasons, but let's talk about a few. Number one, for a lot of us, we prefer to buy quality products. And honestly, these days, whether the products are quality or not, the price racks up. But if you want something that is good quality, like let's say you're buying bundles or a wig, for example, that can run you at least $200 to $500. And if you want that wet scalp effect, you could be paying $800, $1,000 plus. Like before you're even getting into the salon, before you're even thinking about how you even want to style it, just getting the product itself is extremely expensive. And when we really think about where a lot of these products are coming from and the fact that there aren't a lot of companies owned by us that are sourcing this hair, for example, it's very interesting because if we're spending this much money on hair, who's really profiting off of it? Like, where is all of our money going? You know what I'm saying? Number two, there is this luxury tax on a lot of products for our hair specifically, like outside of the bundles or weave or whatever, I mean products for our actual hair underneath. If you go into your local store, for example, if you find the hair care line, there's going to be a big section full of products for people with straight hair, for example, and then we have the small little sliver. And then when you go to our little sliver, you see a shampoo for $20. And then you look over to that big sliver, that's for the straight hair or the wavy hair, and they have a plethora of options while we don't really have that same luxury. There's like a luxury tax on our products. I'm fully aware that this is regional and that some areas do carry more Black products than others and that it varies store to store. This has just been my personal experience. And then it also doesn't help that for a lot of us, we can't just shampoo, condition, and go. We need a shampoo, we need a conditioner, we need a leave-in, you might need a curl cream, you might need an oil to seal it. Like there's so many products that go into our hair, and if you want a good quality product that's going to keep your hair moisturized and healthy, then you're going to have to be willing to spend a little bit more money on it. So not only are we buying more items, but each item costs a lot more as well, depending on the brand. And now that you have your hair and your products, now it's time to go and get your hair done. Whether you're getting a wig installed, braids, twist, a silk press, or even just getting your natural hair washed and trimmed and to be twisted up, it costs a pretty penny. You know, like these knotless braids these days, I don't know what happened to the knot, but bring back the knot. I believe in knot supremacy. Bring the knot back, okay? I do my own braids, and when I do my own braids, I always include the knot. If it doesn't have a knot, I don't want it. But yeah, these knotless braids, people are charging hundreds and hundreds of dollars. I've even seen people spend over $1,000 on knotless braids, depending on the stylist, where they're located, the size, the length.
Days come with me to get my hair braided. I love me some good braids. I paid $1,000 for this, yes. I'm a braid girl, but one thing I do not like is the time it takes to complete it.
How many hours did it take? I'm asking you now. Oh, you're on camera. How many hours did it take for you to complete this hair? 7 to 8 hours. I'm going to show them the time you started. 11:22.
Now, you all tell me, do you guys think this hair was completed in 8 hours? This is where we're doing the length check. I love me a good butt length braid. Also with Lydia, I never know what I'm getting. She told me we're going to be using some human here because this is some bohemian knotless braid. Took a lunch break, got Chick-fil-A because Chick-fil-A is live. You guys, look at that hair. It's giving, huh? It's giving. I always have a nice time getting my hair braided with Lydia. Look at that. I love it already. Yo, tell me if it's worth it. Oh, before that, listen to this part. Listen up.
It's giving. What time did you say we're going to finish this hair? I told you 7 to 8 hours. Start at 11. That was supposed to be around 8 p.m., right? Yo, look at the time. 1 to 5 a.m. Literally over 12 hours. Is it worth it, guys? Tell me if it's worth the time and the money.
Is that we have it, you guys? 14 hours and $1,000 later. Here's the result. I love it. Thank you for watching. Catch you all later. Bye. Mwah.
And not to mention, when it comes to braids these days, whenever I look up small braids, the small braids are looking real medium and the medium braids are looking real large. Like, the braids are getting bigger and bigger, and so are the prices. Like, I feel like we're being scammed here. I'm just saying, that's why I do my own hair. Now, when I turn to the back, my parts look like this, but that's my business.
Now, what I got going on ain't even your business. You've made it your business, and that is on you and not on me.
And if you're even looking that hard at me, I mean, that's on you. That ain't got nothing to do with me. But yeah, the cost of services are getting more and more expensive. And not to mention, it isn't just the service and the hair that's expensive, it's also all the fees. There is a booking fee, there is a park in my parking lot fee, there is a 5 minutes early fee and a 5 minutes late fee, there's a sit in the chair fee. If you want to watch TV while you're getting your hair done, that's another fee. If you want to cross your legs while you're sitting down, that's another fee. If you want to look down on your phone, that's another fee. If you want to have small talk with the stylist while you're getting your hair done, that's another fee. If the stylist woke up on the wrong side of the bed and she didn't get to go to McDonald's and get her breakfast, that's another fee. Like, it adds up. And that's all before you leave a tip. So it's like, whether you're natural, you're relaxed, you wear wigs, you get braids all the time, it doesn't matter. It's all expensive. It feels like a lose-lose situation at this point. Now, we need to go back to the original question. Is our hair as Black women keeping us broke? Well, let's break it down. On average, Black women spend $1,500 plus annually on their hair. Multiply that over 10 years, that's $15,000. And that's on the low end. I mean, some people spend way more than that in a year. But let's just keep it at $15,000. That's a down payment on a house. That could go to your student loans. That is money for a business startup. And before y'all come for me, I'm not saying that we shouldn't be spending money on our hair. I get it. Our hair is a form of self-expression, it's cultural, it's a form of confidence for a lot of people. But as the years go on and things continue to get more and more expensive, it's starting to feel like this maintenance that we deal with when it comes to our hair is starting to really burn a hole in some of our pockets. And it's starting to make me think, like, is it even really worth it? Could we be putting this money towards other things? Or if we're spending the money, could we be putting it back into our own communities? Now, who really profits from our hair? If we look at beauty supply stores, for example, many beauty supply stores in the US are Korean owned. Over 70% of beauty supply stores in the US are Korean owned, and the top suppliers of Black hair aren't Black either. That means that a majority of the money that we're spending on our hair is going outside of our community, and that's billions of dollars. And that's not to mention that whenever Black people do try to get into this space of owning a beauty supply store, they're often met with roadblocks because there's a lot of gatekeepers that don't want outsiders coming in and profiting off of our own business.
So this is a really good question, but the answer is yes. Historically, Orientals have been known to gatekeep the beauty supply industry and be racist towards Black beauty supply store owners. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Kai. I'm the owner of Beauty To Go, and I opened up my beauty supply store about 5 months ago now. So ultimately, because of the blatant racism and unrealistic expectations and rules that some of us have to meet, yes, it will result in some Black-owned stores having limited stock, limited products on their shelves. And they do know this, but they don't care because at the end of the day, they have monopolized this industry, and they're going to do everything in their power to keep a stronghold as long as they can on the industry to keep the dollar circulating back into their communities ultimately. Is it right? No. But from a business perspective, I see why they're doing it. However, that still does not make it right because Black beauty supply store owners have been screaming from the top of their lungs through articles written. There's Facebook group chats about it as well, of Black beauty supply store owners' experiences with trying to get specific products, especially that their customers are asking for. So I say all this to say, give us a little bit of grace when you're shopping with us. 9 times out of 10, we're not going to start with every single brand. Some of us are blessed and lucky to be, of course, in the right location, right distance, and also have the amount of capital needed in order to stock their stores. So some of us have been able to break through that barrier and find ways to get certain products. Others may not have, or they're still working on it. So you also have to remember that some of us also have an issue with obtaining capital as well in order to hit some of those high minimum orders, or just to reorder, because we may have enough to make the initial order, but sometimes the reorder amount, those minimums, you still have to meet. So there are a lot of behind the scene challenges that your local Black owned beauty supply store may be facing that the average regular everyday customer may not be privy to.
And not to mention the amount of natural hair care lines that you would think would be Black owned, but are under the umbrella of larger corporations that are not Black owned in the slightest. So while I do think it is important that we feel good about ourselves and we put money into things that better our lives, for a lot of people their hair holds so much, which I understand. But I think there are just small minor tweaks that we can make when it comes to the money we're spending on our hair that can better our communities. I'm not saying we should stop buying wigs or we should stop going to these stylists, because in a way that's still benefiting Black people. Although a lot of the wig companies may not be sourcing their hair themselves, they're funneling it through suppliers in Asia. There are still many Black owned companies out there that are selling hair that you can buy from, which is great. And also the stylists that we go to, a lot of them are also Black. I think for us, the main ways that we can really be improving the way we spend our money when it comes to hair is when it comes to these beauty supply stores and our natural hair products in general. Instead of maybe buying your stuff on Amazon or the Korean owned beauty supply store that's closer to you, maybe go a little bit out of your way to find a Black owned beauty supply store either online or in your city. I'm going to go ahead and include some resources in the bio down below that can lead you to some Black owned beauty supplies and Black owned hair care lines. It may not seem like that big of a deal, but if each of us just made a small minor tweak in the way that we used our dollars, that could make a big difference for billions of dollars being funneled back into our communities. And one last thing, if you got 30 wigs in the back of your closet, do you really think you need another one? I'm talking to you. Go to the back of that closet and comb those wigs out. They just need some TLC. That's all. So how much do you think you spend on your hair in a year? Leave that in the comment section down below. I'd be very curious. Honestly, for me, I do a lot of my own hair. I could probably confidently say I spend less than $500 on my hair every year. And I don't want to see anybody in the comments being like, oh, we can tell. Shut up. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and follow me on my social media accounts that will be linked in the bio down below, okay? And I already know I said it, but I'm gonna say it again. Go ahead and subscribe, because a majority of y'all that are watching are not subscribed. And a little birdie told me that if you don't subscribe, your edges are gonna fall out. But you didn't hear it from me. See you next week. Bye.